Welcome back, my friends. This is your psychologist, Anadina Alvarez from Southern California, sharing with you a new video, and this is going to be about fear, how we actually can confront fear, what it does to our body, and how we can overcome it. So first of all, we got to find out how do we get fear? How does fear originates? So at the beginning of time, those who've heard about Adam and Eve, we heard that when they actually sinned, God was looking for them, and they were hidden, and what they said is like, oh, we were hiding because we felt fear. So I know that for many of you, it's like, oh well, yeah, but that's probably not even real. Well, let's talk about where does it develop in our brain, and why are we always fearing for things? First of all, it develops in your brain. It develops in your frontal lobe and your temporal frontal lobe, and what it produces to your body, you can get physical side effects when you have fear. You know, your heart starts beating real fast. You start feeling your hands start sweating. You're anxious. You can even have a paralysis, and you get, and sometimes that fear is not even it's not a fear in something real. Sometimes it's just in our mind. You know, a lot of times we fear things that are not real, and that's even worse than fearing something that is real. Like, for example, you fear at an object, or you fear at an animal, or you fear at heights, or you fear a elevator, or you fear at, things that you can see. When you actually fear at things that you can see, you can act upon it real quick with your body. You can, like, you can leave, or you can actually make some exercises, breathing exercises, calm yourself down, or things like that. But what about when you fear something that is in the future? When you fear something that is in the future, or when you feel fear of rejection, fear of failing, you name it. I mean, it could be in school, it could be in relationships, it can be at your job, it could be at a test. I mean, fear of failing. A lot of people have that in their mind, and once again, it produces on your mind first, and then it comes to your body. So a lot of people have so much fear of illnesses, especially right now with COVID. Everybody, it's not just like a regular fear, it's panicking. People are like really panicking. I was talking to this lady, and she's like, oh my God, I'm so scared. I'm so scared. I'm washing my hands with Clorox, and I was like, I'm thinking, oh my God, she's really panicking. She's like, I'm washing my hands with Clorox. You should see my hands. They look like a very old lady. And I think she's in her 40s. So I'm like, oh my goodness, people are really fearing, like that fear kind of overcomes their mind, and it takes over the body, which is, we don't want to get there. We want to make sure we can contain that fear, right? So what else do we fear? Well, a lot of times we fear at death, but not just body death, but the fear of us, of the id. I don't know if you follow my videos, but yesterday I actually uploaded the id, the ego, and the superego. Maybe you want to see it. So they fear the id, who I am, like, oh, my pride. They feel fear that somebody can kill my pride. Somebody can kill who I am, and that death, that you have to be right, and like, if you're not right, then you fear that, you feel that you're gonna look like a fool in front of people. And that fear, if you can actually overcome that, like, get to the point where, like, okay, whether, I don't have to be right, or I don't have to worry if you accept me or not accept me. If you get to that level, that's where we want to get. We want to work towards getting to the level of fear, like, you know what, it doesn't matter if you think bad of me or if you think good of me. Is your opinion, and I respect that, but I know who I am. So being able to be so confident about yourself, not fearing about what people think of you, or what if they think of you in a good way, or if they think of you in a bad way, or if you have to be right, you have to be right, you have to be right. Like, you know, if you stop fearing that, if you really don't care to be right all the time, I think a lot of things will come to place in your life, because a lot of times even relationships, are broken. Like hundreds of relationships are broken because there's this one or the other. They always have to be right. Oh no, you gotta do what I do, or you gotta do what I say, or you have to, I'm right, you're wrong. And it's not about being right or wrong. When if you don't have any fear to be accepted or to not be accepted, if you just like love yourself and you're like, you know what, I don't fear. Actually, the scripture says that the fear will go away when perfect love comes to you, and there, the only perfect love is God. So like, if you have God in your life, you have the perfect love, and there you have no fear. So it's so important to understand that fear is something that a lot of times is not real, but you make it real in your mind, and you make it real in your body. And we want to stop that. So we got to make sure that we have the courage to confront that fear. Okay, if we want that fear to leave, we need to confront it. First of all, we need to confront it. Like, what do we fear? Well, I fear at this. Okay, so what am I going to do for it to leave? Well, first of all, I got to confront it. Second of all, I have to naturalize that fear. Is natural that the human can have fear. It's not good if that fear gets out of control, because now you're panicking, now you're having a heart attack, now you're having anxiety. So if you can control that fear, then it's a little, it's normal. But if it goes out of your hands, then that's the problem. Okay, so you always have to make sure that you got to analyze what you fear of. A lot of people fear their future. Okay, they fear what's going to happen tomorrow, they fear what's going to happen next week, they fear what's going to happen in a year or years from now. It's like, oh my gosh, you need to stop yourself, stop those thoughts, and say, wait a minute, I'm here now, and this is what's important today, the here and now. And I'm not talking about not having goals. I'm not talking about not having plans. Don't get me wrong. You can have those plans and you can have those goals, but don't fear that you're not going to get there, or that you might not. No. If you do what you have to do today, guess what? You're going to get there. But you got to do what you got to do. Like, you got to, like, divide your future goals in years and months and weeks and days, and do what you need to do that day. So that day is important. Today's day is important. The here and now is important, not the future. You can't. So that you have to regulate those thoughts, and you have to regulate those behaviors. Okay, so don't that fear is like imaginary fear. Okay, it's in the future, so you can't control that. You can't control your future. And so we got to stick with the here and now. So a lot of times, some people, I'm going to give you a little, very little example so you can apply it to all the other fears. Okay, so for example, if you fear if you have fears at clowns, like you hate clowns and you have fear, and like you see them and you panic. Okay, this is how you're gonna do it. First of all, you're gonna buy a picture of a clown. Okay, so you buy a picture, and that picture you don't want to even see it because you hate clowns, but you buy a picture and you put it really far from you. Okay, put it really far from you, and you once in a while you see it, and oh my god, you panic when you see it, and you but you have the picture right there. And now you're getting kind of used to seeing the picture there, and you see it and you see it. Now the more you're exposed to that fear, the fear is going to start reducing. So now you're reducing the fear. Now once you don't care that the picture is there and you can see it, and you're like, oh, whatever, it's just, it's a picture, it doesn't matter. Now you're gonna go and buy yourself a little clown. How do you say it? Gosh, I can't remember. A little animal, a stuffed animal. Okay, a little stuffed clown animal, and you're gonna bring it home. And you're probably not gonna even want to touch it, and it's okay. Somebody else can bring it for you, and you can also have it at home, and have it maybe in the garage. Maybe you don't want to have it in the house. Okay, put it in the garage, or put it outside in the patio, whatever. But you're gonna start getting exposed to that little clown, and you're gonna see it, and you're not gonna like it, but you're gonna get exposed to it so many times that the fear is gonna start reducing to the point where you don't care anymore. You're gonna be able to grab that little clown, and you're gonna, like, touch it, and no problem. Perfect. Now you're gonna go to a place where there are real clowns, okay, and you're gonna see them from far away. And I know you're probably going to be anxious and, like, scared. You're not going to get close to them. Just look at them in from distance. And once again, you go back and you look at them from a distance. And once again, until you're exposed to that clown so many times that you're no longer fearing that clown being there. But now, little by little, I want you to start getting close to the clown. Okay? Going closer and going closer and going closer to the point where now you're almost face to face with the clown. Not totally, but you're almost close to the clown. Now you're gonna let the clown come into the same room where you are. And they don't have to get close to you, but they're gonna be in the same room until you're not panicking anymore. Now the clown is gonna come next to you. It's gonna stay right next to you. Okay, so I think you're getting my point. So the more you expose to whatever you fear, the less it's going to be, the less you're going to fear it. So I have given this to other people in therapy. I have people saying, I'm so afraid to go in the freeway. And I said, okay, well, let's start doing one thing. Go in the freeway with other people. Oh, okay, no problem. I'm going to the freeway with other people. You're not scared? No, I'm not scared. Okay, perfect. Now I want you to get in the freeway, just one exit. That's it. The next exit, you get out. And you don't go in the freeway anymore. And you do that for a week. One exit, get out. Now the second week, now two exits. And you start doing it more and more until you actually able to drive in the freeway with no problem. So the point, or the main point to actually let the fear disappear is you need to expose to the fear, even if it's little tiny steps. Once you achieve not to fear anymore, you're gonna feel liberated. But you need to actually understand that, first of all, you gotta naturalize the fear. Second of all, you gotta the first thing is confront the fear, naturalize the fear, and then expose to the fear little by little until it's gone. Okay, I promise. It's gonna take a little time sometimes it's faster than others. Everybody's different, but you're going to be able to actually conquer the fears that you are having. Okay, so any other thoughts about the fear? You got to make sure that you are regulating those thoughts, those negative thoughts, and you reject them. Like, I don't want this. Like, expose them. Get them out of your mind. You don't want them, so don't leave them in your mind. Like, if you're afraid of something, it's like, no, I'm not going to think about this. I'm going to think about something else. And make sure you don't keep that in your mind. The more you keep it in your mind, you start feeling panic, and you start feeling anxious, and you don't want to get to the panic attacks. Okay, so I hope you like it. I try to make it really fast. I know that people are busy, and I don't want to take a lot of your time, but I hope you can share it with others, And I'll see you next time. Take care. This is your psychologist, Anadina from Southern California. Bye.